life that you would take a job you did not want because they asked you to do it?
Javante, what about you?
It had to be something like Beyonce. I'm not for no man. Like, it got, like something like that. You can just have me on anything. Like, yeah,
Somebody
of course.
who has a level of success that is just like unattainable.
You want to walk over me to get in the car with this puddle? Of course.
Don't you ever for a second get to thinking irreplaceable.
It's Unsportsmanlike, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPNU. The man singing there is Myron Metcalf. He's going to have a new head of hair, courtesy of Beyonce and her cream that she's hawking now. My name's Courtney Cronin. We're sitting in for Evan Canty and Michelle on this Tuesday morning. The show, as always, presented by Progressive Insurance. Javante reached a new low with me there, saying he would use his body to shield Beyonce from walking over a puddle of water. What is wrong with you guys?
New low.
That's
You would do it too?
Oh, I shielded her from a
Is
bullet.
it just a man
take
thing?
a bullet for Beyonce?
Yeah, it'd be like Man on Fire, Denzel Washington. I would. Beyonce, you have to protect Beyonce. It's bigger than me, Courtney. I don't have any control of it. I mean,
Bigger than the system,
certainly,
okay.
Certainly, 100%.
I'm wondering
you
if
guys
you're going to have that same answer if her hair product doesn't work for you.
Did you guys see the picture that they just put up on ESPNU?
Can I see that one more time? That's Myron. Who is that?
It's Myron in the studio with a full head of hair and Beyonce in the background.
Who is that sitting in the seat? Is it Dame Dash?
Listen,
Not Jay-Z.
it could happen. It could lead to a
It can.
collaboration.
It
If
can.
it does, I'll invite everybody. Like, I'll invite everybody to the studio. We'll meet Beyonce. We'll hang out.
I hope you're wearing that yellow
Don't embarrass me
tie.
Don't embarrass me, by the way. If I let you meet Beyonce, like, don't mess it up for me.
If
Just
you
remember
let
that,
me
okay?
meet Beyonce, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
My God.
It's all about me.
I can't with you guys.
I just need to tell you, I am naming hour 2 of the podcast Myron's Bald Spot in honor of this conversation. So go check out the podcast. It'll be posted shortly.
You can get that
Save
wherever
me
you get your
Beyonce.
podcasts. Spotify, Apple. I'm sure Beyonce has a podcast channel, too, that Myron will ultimately be in charge of launching once he starts working for her and taking a bullet for her. But the Rams and Falcons played a game on Monday Night Football. How's that for a transition? And what we saw from Los Angeles is a team that was down 21-0, came all the way back there in the fourth quarter, and lost the game by 3. It was 27-24 the final. Atlanta improves to 7-9. They have long been eliminated from the postseason, Myron. But this is a Rams team that's dropped 2 straight going into its finale against the Arizona Cardinals. They are in the race right now for the 5 or 6 seed in the NFC. So there's a lot at stake here down the stretch for a team that leaves a lot to be desired lately. I know Matthew Stafford last night threw for 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he also launched 3 interceptions. It's an offense that is lacking Devontae Adams right now, some offensive line injuries, and a defense that let Kirk Cousins and really let Bijan Robinson tear them up yesterday in a way that would leave you to be pretty concerned if you're a Rams fan about the viability of this team going on the road to, I don't know, a place that also has a really good running back and can run over you in the postseason. And that right now is Philadelphia. How are you feeling this morning as you size up what last night meant to the Rams and really what these last 3 games have meant to the Rams?
Well, I mean, Stafford's the headline, right, because of the 3 picks, because of the MVP conversation. But what was up with that Rams defense, Courtney?
Yeah.
I think that has to be a major concern. Bijan Robinson is incredible, but just the way he ran all over them, that has to be a concern for the Rams going forward. Why weren't you able to do anything to slow him down? Why were you down by 3 touchdowns early in that game? So a lot of issues, I think, with that Rams team. Again, I think we know how bad they can be. They can be good enough, I think, to beat anybody in the postseason in the entire league, AFC or NFC at their best, especially if you tell me that they're healthy. If they have Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua both out there, Matthew Stafford is ready to go, I think they are capable of that. But they can lose to anybody as well. Like, there isn't anybody in the playoff picture where I feel like the Rams are a guaranteed win, and I think you saw that last night in that Atlanta Falcons loss.
Their run defense is a serious issue these last 2 games. We're talking a lot about Matthew Stafford and what this did to his MVP candidacy and what this means for, him going down the stretch. I'm less concerned about that as I am about what's going on defensively for this team these last 2 weeks. Kenneth Walker was averaging over 9 yards a carry in that Seattle game. Bijan Robinson last night, 8.9 yards per carry. Like, they are letting teams rip holes through their defense right now, and that's a problem when you think about what this NFC playoff picture looks like and the teams that they could end up facing in the wild card round, the divisional round if they make that, whatever it is beyond that. Like, let's just take a look at these teams. So Seattle, we know, obviously they face them twice a year because they're in the division. They've got a great running back stable between Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. The Bears have the number 2 rushing offense in the NFL right now between DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai. The Philadelphia Eagles, Saquon Barkley, I know he hasn't had a season like he's had in previous years, but it's still a strength of their team whenever they decide to use it. The 49ers and Christian McCaffrey are a serious problem. The Green Bay Packers, if they ever get their act together with Josh Jacobs, can be a problem. Like, that's the liability that I don't think we're talking about enough with this Rams team because of how it's shown up these last 2 games.
Yeah, and I think, you look at Matthew Stafford and you go, can Matthew Stafford play worse than that? Maybe, but it's probably not going to happen. Like, Matthew Stafford can turn around next weekend and throw for 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, and we're right back in the conversation. Okay, he's an MVP guy. But you can't just fix the defensive issues overnight. Like, that defense kind of is what it is, to your point, Courtney, and that should be something that scares everybody. Plus, you've got to travel. So now you're in a situation where you're going to be in hostile environments against some really talented teams, and if that defense doesn't show up, it's going to be an early exit. There's nothing that the Rams have done the last couple of weeks that make you feel like they're going into the postseason as a real contender, and I think that's just something we wouldn't have assumed a month ago about this team.
We feel that, and they feel that. Here's Matthew Stafford describing how he played last night.
Poorly. I obviously didn't play well enough. Nothing they did, to be honest with you. Same kind of stuff that they've been doing all year. Just, we didn't execute well enough. I obviously didn't play well enough, and that's what it is.
And it is harder when you don't have 2 of your offensive linemen. They've been dealing with some injuries up front. Devontae Adams hasn't played since he sustained that hamstring injury. Health will be on their side if they can get through this Week 18 game. They are playing starters. Sean McVay made no bones about that last night, that they would be trying to get the taste out of their mouth from these last 2 weeks. You want to be playing your best football, but it's not like they have a full deck around them on offense, around Matthew Stafford on offense. I think this is more of an anomaly, though. Like, think about the stats here with Matthew Stafford. 3 interceptions in this game, including that pick 6 that Jesse Bates returned, which was his 32nd career pick 6. That's the most, tied for the most with Brett Favre in the NFL. That was a staggering stat for me to read and just kind of taking that into account. But I don't think of Matthew Stafford as the wild throw guy that's going to cost you a playoff game in high leverage moments because he's going to make a bad decision. I'm okay chalking this game up to they came out flat. They were off for 10 days because they had the Thursday game in Seattle the week before. It was an emotional loss for them in overtime. They just couldn't rebound from how slow they started that game when it's 21-0 when you blink your eyes. Now, does that mean that Matthew Stafford gets off scot-free for me? No. And I think in terms of the overall conversation, I'm not even concerned about MVP here. I want to have him playing his best football in the month of January, because that travels. The run games travel. All of those things. Defense travels. Matthew Stafford playing well on the road in the postseason travels. It's just, how do you get that taste out of your mouth? You beat up on a bad Arizona Cardinals team that has nothing to play for in Week 18, and you have them at home. I need to see the reverse of that. I need to see a 300-something yard performance game, a 3-touchdown, no interception game instead of 2 and 3, respectively, touchdowns and interceptions from Stafford to know that he's able to get this offense back on track, because ultimately it falls on him. Everything's going to fall on him to get this team where they need to go, because he's their leader. He's been there. He's experienced, and this very well could be his last run towards a Super Bowl.
Well, and if that performance happens, we're going to erase what we just saw last night. Yeah. And people are going to say, listen, I told you, still the MVP candidate, because he has a track record where you can look at last night and say, that was a bad night, that was a bad game, but that's not something that defines who he is. I feel like Matthew Stafford will be okay, especially once they get Devontae Adams back. But the question is, how is this team going to be in a similar situation in the postseason where maybe they're down, potentially on the road? How do they bounce back? I think that, to me, with the defense that they have, you could be in a really difficult spot again. And they've managed to kind of play their way through some of these adverse situations. But I don't think you want to spend a season there. I don't think you want to get comfortable with adversity, which is, I think, what happened last night. Let's be honest, Courtney. They showed up like a pretty arrogant team to that game, a team that was probably looking ahead, a team that was thinking about the postseason and all the MVP talk and everything else attached to what they could do in the postseason instead of focusing on that game against the Atlanta Falcons. So I think the Rams got to reboot, and if they do, I still think they can win games in the playoffs.
I mean, they enter Week 18 with a chance to finish for the 5 seed in the NFC. Right now, they're the 6. Right now, they would be going to Philadelphia the first week of the playoffs in the wild card round. But if the Seahawks beat the 49ers on Saturday, that's the race for the 1 seed. The Rams could jump over San Francisco in the standings to then get, and that would be to get the 5 seed. And I don't know, like, what's a better matchup for them right now? Because if they're the 5, right now we mentioned, if they're the 6 seed, they go to Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. If they are the 5 seed, if Carolina captures the NFC South, which we know is going to come down to them or Tampa Bay, I think the easy answer is the NFC South is the better matchup for the Los Angeles Rams. But then again, like, having seen this, I just don't know if, anywhere that you travel, like, how if there's going to be one that's easier than another. They almost won that game in Philly last year when they played there during the divisional playoffs. Different team, same quarterback, though. Same quarterback who had his team in position had it not been for a Jalen Carter sack in the red zone that took them out of it in the snow. I don't know. When you look at that, who do you think is a better matchup? Let's keep it as is right now. Carolina or Philly? I think the answer is pretty easy on that. Granted, it is a sorry to interrupt, but it is a Carolina team they lost to, though. A team that I don't think they took so seriously when they went there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think you take a matchup against Carolina just because more than anything, Bryce Young hasn't done it in the postseason. Mm-hmm. If that becomes the scenario, you want to go to the team with less experience. I wouldn't want to face the defending Super Bowl champs who can just play a style where the Eagles don't have to look pretty to win. And I think that's just is the kind of game that I think the Rams ran last night. And I don't think they win those games against those kinds of teams. So I would rather face Carolina. But if they show up the way they did against the Falcons, they're going to lose to both of those teams.
Yeah.
I think that, to me, has to be the biggest concern is they're not good enough to have an off night and expect to advance in the playoffs. They're not that good. And I think that's what they learned against the Atlanta Falcons. They can lose to anybody, especially a Carolina Panthers team that has exceeded expectations if that's who they end up facing.
That's a story for everybody in the NFC, it seems like. I mean, the Carolina Panthers had the Seattle Seahawks in a dogfight early on in that game. Every team has had one loss here or there this season in this conference where you're like, how in the heck did that happen? The Rams, no different, but obviously wanting to play their best football or be playing their best football, and they're just not doing that right now. They'll have that chance in Week 18 against an Arizona team that they made light work of earlier in the season. Unsportsmanlike is presented by Progressive Insurance, and now a Progressive ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. See if you could save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or Progressive.com. Straight ahead, I'm going to open up the phone lines because we're talking about playoff teams that you don't have a lot of faith in right now. Those who could be that early exit after maybe you thought they could make a Super Bowl run. 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Which team are you losing faith in as we're heading down the stretch? Courtney Cronin, Myron Medcalf here on Unsportsmanlike.
ESPN Radio, home of the World Series.
The Dodgers are World Series champions.
The NBA Finals.
The Oklahoma City Thunder 2025 NBA champion.
And the College Football National Championship.
Ohio State has won the national championship.
This is ESPN Radio.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 to 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Reggie, tell me why you love real estate.
Oh gosh, I'm on my 19th year in real estate, and the best part about it all truly is the friendships you make. Just the lifestyle, that culture in our office. I mean, I just love what it's given me for my life, especially when it's a win-win transaction and people move into their homes. It's really wonderful to see their dreams come true.
How do I reach out to you?
First of all, I've got a website, ReggieTaylorHomes.com. My phone number is 217-419-0141, and my email address is rtaylor@caldwellhomes.com.
Why do you like what you do?
I really enjoy helping either a buyer or seller to get to the next chapter. And they're relying on Reggie and I to help them achieve their next goal.
You're their realtor.
We're their realtor. It's Taylor Foltz team, Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group. You can find me on the internet at dianafoltz.com. Cell phone number is 217-840-4133. And my email is diana@dianafoltz.com.
Got a plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, or sewer problem? Look no further than Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Locally owned and trusted, Fred's team of professionals is ready to tackle projects both big and small. Why waste time and money on complicated DIY fixes? Fred's experienced team will get the job done right, saving you time, stress, and cash. And when it comes to sewer problems, make sure you call Fred's for a second opinion you can trust. At Fred's, they do it all. No project too big, no project too small. They do insulation, repairs, replacement, and maintenance, and they now offer service agreements. For reliable service, professional expertise, and solutions that work, call Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today, 217-586-3863, or go to fredscu.com. You can always trust Fred's.
This is the Our Idea is Ready to Launch vision. This is the Create Great Jobs vision. This is the We Need More Space vision. This is Busey, where your business visions become realizations. Through securing capital for growth and comprehensive strategies that ensure a prosperous future. Because thriving businesses mean thriving people and thriving communities. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
In 1925, Bud and B. Reichert founded a small plumbing business in Urbana. Today, nearly 100 years later, A&R Mechanical is still thriving. A&R Mechanical believes in designing, building, and maintaining. As one of the largest and most innovative contractors in the Midwest, their team creates and sustains essential facility systems for iconic structures like the State Farm Center, the Memorial Stadium expansion, the Ubben Basketball Complex, the Smith Football Performance Center, along with baseball, softball, and the Demersion Indoor Golf Facility. I'm Jay Lehman, former Fighting Illini All-American linebacker. As a longtime Champaign-Urbana resident, I can assure you that A&R Mechanical and their contributions have been a cornerstone to this community. Congratulations, A&R Mechanical, on 100 years of dedication, innovation, and community spirit. Design, build, maintain. It's what they've done for nearly 100 years and what they'll continue to do for the next 100 years. A&R Mechanical, celebrating a century of excellence and service. Visit ar-mech.com for more details.
Is that short-sighted to buy the ticket before your team plays in the bowl game? Like, am I getting ahead of myself? Should I do it?
No, go all in. I mean, Indiana, go all in. I mean, historic season. I was shocked, though, Courtney. 6.5-point favorite against Bama. That's a big number, right? But, I mean, they're the best story in sports. And to me, if they win it all, it just says so much about who can win championships in this new era. So many people hated on the NIL era. You want to know why, Courtney? Because they didn't want to see Indiana in the mix. They didn't want to see teams like that have a chance to compete, and now they can do it, and I love it.
I do too. And for the first time in my life, I got to say we want Bama with a straight face and actually mean it because I honestly think that Indiana matches up really well with them and will end up winning that game. So I'll let you know. When you get your Beyonce money, When you start working for her after her hair cream gives you, a whole new head of hair, and she's like, "Oh, let me hire Myron because he's a great."
I hope so.
He's a great representative of my
I'll be a
my
great
product,
ambassador.
my dream. But when you get hired there, you can spot me my ticket for the Peach Bowl, or pay me back since I'm gonna have to buy it. It might take you a minute to get hired by Beyonce.
If you buy the ticket before the game, this game, and then they lose, that's your fault, right?
Yeah, you're tempting fate.
That curses.
I don't know,
that stuff isn't. That's reserved for like specific celebrity, like the Drake. That's not a fan.
Wow, so you're saying Courtney's not famous enough to curse Indiana?
No,
That's what you're saying.
I don't think that's real.
My school. Why would
I think that's support.
I'm not saying you want to. I'm just saying if you buy a ticket for the next game and then they lose this game, that's on you.
Well, if they win and you buy the ticket, then the price is going to be 4 times what it is right now.
So economical. And Myron's about to be a millionaire because he's going to work with Beyonce. So that's the economic sense I need.
The commercial's going to be great. I mean, she's going to put me in the commercial, I feel like. That's where I think we're headed for this Beyonce cream. So I'm excited, man. It's been fun working with y'all.
It's a commercial that'll only be on a high channel at 3 a.m. No one will ever see it.
Probably Tubi.
How did you guys nail that? These are the exact same streaming service.
We work together a lot, and we know each other. 888's the ESPN.
Tyler Perry special.
888-729-3776. Dr. Pepper call-in line is open. We've been going through the NFC all morning after the Rams lost, and they're a team that has dropped 2 games going into Week 18. You want to be surging at this time, not going the opposite direction. So who are you losing faith in the most? Could be the NFC, could be over on the AFC as we get ready for the last game of the regular season. We'll start out with Mark in North Carolina. Mark, who's slumping right now? Who are you worried about going into or even making the postseason?
Good morning, guys. And the team that I'm losing all faith in are my Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know where to start. We don't have our 2 best pass catchers in Darnell Washington and DK Metcalf. We haven't been able to stop the run. And if Baltimore is smart, they're going to do, once again, give the ball to Derrick Henry and just make it the Derrick Henry show. And we know Pittsburgh can't stop the run, citing the Buffalo Bills game. So I have absolutely zero faith going into this last weekend. We didn't take care of business against the Cleveland Browns. Like, come on, guys. I think the writing's on the wall. I love my Pittsburgh Steelers. We stole one from Baltimore earlier in the season. I don't think we'll get to steal a second.
Hey, Mark, great call. Appreciate it. And, I mean, just to say one thing about the Browns, they did keep the Bills on their heels in a 3-point game the week before. They didn't have much offense in this game, and they won 13-6. But I think it's what they did on the defensive side of the ball after the goodwill that the Steelers built up the last couple of weeks with the win over the Lions, the win over the Miami Dolphins before that just kind of like stunted them. Like they cut them down back to the studs to be like, this is what your offense looks like when it's not at full health. And Darnell Washington has an injury where I think he broke his arm last week, so he's out. DK Metcalf's not there for the regular season. When you need to be playing that best version of offensive football that you got 2 weeks ago in Week 18 just to get into the playoffs, because now you've cost yourself an opportunity. You could have locked up the AFC North. You didn't. It comes down to Week 18. I would be worried if I was a Steelers fan this morning, knowing what this offense looks like, sans 2 of its top playmakers.
Yeah, and I wonder what happens if DK Metcalf doesn't punch a fan, and he's available for that Cleveland game. There were a bunch of Aaron Rodgers throws that were DK Metcalf throws, right, where you put him in a position to catch it if he's on the field, but he wasn't available. So I wonder how Steelers fans would feel if he had been available for these last 2 games.
Yeah, and where was the big Kenneth Gainwell game again? Like they had against the Lions, the big touchdown that he had that kind of broke that thing open. That was like it. That's why when we were on First Take last week, we were talking about, do we believe that the Steelers offense has really changed because of what you saw over the course of a 3-game sample size. And it really started with that Ravens game in Week 14 where they come from behind, or they hold off the Ravens coming from behind in that fourth quarter after they put up 27 points through 3. That made you think, all right, well, maybe this is different. Maybe it's sustainable. Then there was the Dolphins game. Then there were the Lions, and then they fell last week against Cleveland. And Cleveland has a very good defense. Myles Garrett still didn't get the sack record, but they have a very good defense. And I think what he said actually highlights where their focus is in the wrong place. Because they were preventing him from getting that sack record. It was so obvious watching that game, and he said it as much after the fact that they were keyed in on him and him alone. And that's why they lost that game. And you can't do that. So it makes me think, if Week 18, you're going to be so keyed in on Derrick Henry that if Lamar Jackson plays, he's able to break the game open, that he's able to find Isaiah Likely, find Zay Flowers, find Mark Andrews. They created such a one-dimensional game plan for themselves that it made them vulnerable, and it cost them that game on the road in Cleveland. I would fear the same thing happening again for them against the Ravens, knowing just how that game plan went about defensively in Week 17.
Yeah, and also, maybe they're just not that good, right? I think the Steelers are, again, we said the same thing with the Rams, but can they play with good teams in the AFC? Mm-hmm. Maybe, but we also know that the floor is just that low where you saw the results over the weekend.
Yeah, and one of the results over the weekend that was a big one happened up in Buffalo. How much blame are we putting on the Bills' offense for what happened against the Philadelphia Eagles in a 1-point loss? We get into that next with Sal Palantonio coming up on Unsportsmanlike ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Today, bowl season continues on ESPN Radio. Here we go! First at 5 Eastern, Tennessee faces Illinois in the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl. Then, it's USC TCU in the Valero Alamo Bowl. It's bowl season, and it continues today on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Your next adventure starts right here. Fly Champaign-Urbana and skip the long drive to bigger airports. With American Airlines flights through Dallas and Chicago, you're connected to coastlines, cruises, and global escapes. With connections to over 200 destinations, from here, the world is within reach. Fly Champaign-Urbana, Willard Airport, because the best trips start closer to home.
Just like a great football coach, he comes up with a game plan. He plans on doing the right thing at the right time. Winter is a great time to make home improvements such as new siding, windows, gutters, garage doors, and even phantom screens. So don't get uptight, relax, and enjoy the game. Just don't drop the ball. Call Dillman Brothers and score big. 217-344-8290. You can also contact us by email on our website, DILLMANbrothers.com. Get your exterior in shape. No rookies, only pros at Dillman Brothers.
With the holiday season upon us, we at Gale Frericks Trucking would like to take time out to express our appreciation and heartfelt thanks to our drivers and support staff. We take pride in making family and safety the top priorities at GFT. This is Operations Manager Donna Onstadt, inviting all Class A CDL holders in Central Indiana and Illinois to join our family, so you can provide for and spend more time with your family. We offer paid holidays and vacations, home time every weekend and holiday, the industry's top pay package, safety and operations bonuses, rider program, insurance, and more. Call 765-793-7131 or email timo@gftlog.com to join the GFT family and get pay and quality home time you can count on. 765-793-7131.
T Network.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away, and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text CAR to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's CAR to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Allen looks. He's back. He's firing. And it is incomplete. The Eagles win. The Eagles win.
Yeah, you got to feel pretty good, right? You know, in this league, winning 11 games is hard. Winning the division is hard. Go out there and play the game, trying to do whatever it takes to win.
The Eagles defense slowed down Josh Allen. They knew the only way they're going to lose this game, you cannot let Josh Allen beat us.
They stopped them short of the goal line, and the Eagles will take over on down.
Winning's hard in this league, and I'm always going to enjoy a win.
No one enjoyed that Week 17 win up in Buffalo more than Nick Sirianni. And he let you know it as he was going to the post-game locker room. It's Unsportsmanlike, ESPN Radio, ESPN app. Courtney Cronin, Myron Metcalf in for Canty, Evan, and Michelle. Pleased to welcome in Sal Palantonio, who was on site for the 13-12 barn burner of a game in the elements up at Highmark Stadium. And Sal, you heard the highlights there about what happened with Josh Allen in the second half. And I know that, you know, you're so close to both of these teams. You know the issues that both have had on offense this year. But for the Bills, is it fair to put that blame elsewhere and not put it on Josh Allen for why the Bills came up short?
Well, I think the Eagles' defense, Courtney, is championship caliber defense. You know, Vic Fangio has stopped Jordan Love, Jared Goff at times, Matthew Stafford this year. Josh Allen ran into a freight train. This Eagles defense has Pro Bowlers at every single level, corner, linebacker, defensive line. They're fantastic at playing coverage, dropping 7 into coverage, getting after the quarterback with just 4. And they've got 2 guys from Georgia, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, those monsters in the middle that are, you have to double team one of them. You have to pick one to double team. And that allows a lot of the other defensive linemen like Jalix Hunt, who's improved, Jalen Phillips, who they brought over from Miami, who's getting better every week. Vic Fangio knew him in Miami, and he obviously has adopted the system and adapted the system here in Philadelphia rather quickly. So, and Jahad Campbell had a great game. Nakobe Dean was out, and Campbell was very active. He's got greater speed and size than Nakobe Dean, so he was, in my view, an upgrade from Nakobe Dean. I mean, Josh Allen ran into a freight train. It's amazing that he was able to do what he did in the second half. And the reason why he did it in the second half is because the Eagles offense could not sustain anything. They had 5 punts in the second half, only ran 54 plays, kept giving the Bills offense more and more and more chances in the second half. And I'm watching the Eagles very closely on defense. And you mentioned the elements in Orchard Park, Western New York. Elements is when it's a little windy, and your hair is blowing in the wind and maybe you're getting a couple of snowflakes. That was Middle Earth level rain. That was medieval. That was bad. And they're out there and they're trying to sustain themselves. And the Eagles' offense keeps putting them back on the field. And Josh Allen gets chance after chance after chance. I thought the Eagles' defense was heroic in that football game.
Sal, relative to expectations, what grade would you give the Eagles to this point right now, and why?
I would give them a solid B+. I think, I said it, I think they have a championship-level defense. I think what Vic Fangio is doing is better than what happened last year that won them a Super Bowl title. I think this defense is better because of the maturity and the pieces that they've added. So there's a statement for you, period, paragraph, move on. That gives you a solid A. But the offense is still trying to figure things out. And, when you look at the second half, and I asked Nick Sirianni about this post-game at Highmark Stadium, and he said it's on us. We have to do a much better job offensively in terms of play calling to make sure we put the quarterback in a better position. And I agree with the head coach, Myron. I thought the weak second half versus the Bills was not on the quarterback. It was on the coaches and the O-line. Watch the tape, and I have. Go back and look at it. Second half, the offensive line loses control of the line of scrimmage time and time again. Sean McDermott, like he did in the second half in Foxborough, to come back against the Pats, got uber aggressive on defense. Blitzes, stunts, man-to-man coverage on the back end. Drake May, the odds-on MVP candidate, couldn't solve it. Neither could Hurts. So second half, receivers weren't downfield. The man-to-man coverage was plastering the Eagles' wide receivers. To me, Hurts wasn't conservative. To me, he was being smart because he knew that one turnover would lose the game. Josh Allen had already turned the ball over. And if you remember, you go back to Monday Night Football, the Eagles lost because Jalen Hurts just turned the ball over time and time again. He understood if he turned the ball over in this game, in that weather, against Josh Allen, they were going to lose the game. So he was being smart with the football.
Sal Paolantonio, ESPN NFL reporter, joining us here on Unsportsmanlike. Teams obviously want to be playing their best football at this time of year. I mean, those going to the postseason, those trying to vie for draft positioning, maybe that's a different story. But is there a silver lining to the Rams' loss last night, just given where they're seated right now in the NFC playoff picture, that a loss against the Atlanta Falcons and what might happen for the 1 seed, separate, irrespective of them this week between the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks, might actually benefit their first-round meeting?
But where do the Rams go right now on the road?
Philly.
What does it say right now? Because I haven't looked at it yet, Courtney. I've been diving into this Eagles offense film-wise. But if they have to go to Philly, if the Rams have to go to Philly, that has been Sean McVay's personal house of horrors. They have not been able to solve Philly in Philly. And this defense is better than the one that they faced earlier in the year. It's better than the one that they faced last season. There's a reason why McVay kept Stafford on the field last night. Joe Buck said it on the broadcast 3 times. They think they have a better shot, even though they lost in Carolina, better shot against the Panthers and the Bucs on the road, no disrespect to any team, as Joe Buck said, than to go to Philly and have to beat the Eagles. So, the Seahawks' best road record in the NFC because they're number 1 in points allowed in the NFC. And the Rams showed again, as they did in Carolina and in Philly last night, they're not a very good road team. Now, I understand they didn't have Devontae Adams, and that's a different story. I still like the Rams a lot, but I don't like them playing the Eagles' defense in Philadelphia if that's what it comes down to.
Sal, can Philly win it all again? I mean, what should make people believe in their potential in the postseason right now?
St. Vic. I mean, he's delivering again. If you look at their defense, and obviously I've looked at it, upside down and backwards the last 2 years, his ability to have that matchup zone defense, dropping 7 and rushing 4, is as good as anybody has ever done because of the horses he's got. Go look at the flip card of this Eagles defense, and Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Moro Ajomo, Jalen Phillips, Jalix Hunt, Byron Young. These dudes are all getting after the quarterback. You bring 55 back, Brandon Graham, and he's also making contributions. The rookie Jahad Campbell steps in for an injured Nakobe Dean, and he has a strip sack. That was an important play in the game, maybe the most important play of the game, led to the Eagles' only touchdown. Then at the back end, you got 2 guys going to the Pro Bowl, Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. And Blankenship is playing well. Marcus Epps and Adoree Jackson have both picked up their game. Fangio is a terrific teacher, a hard taskmaster, and he's got now, I think, across the board, the best personnel. I mean, I love what D'Amico Ryans is doing in Houston, and obviously they lead the league in points allowed. I was surprised that the Chargers even scored over the weekend because that defense is so good. But these guys in Philly have the best defense in the NFC, so I think they can go back just based on the defense if they can get a little bit more creative offensively.
Sal, we'll get you out of here on this. There are a couple names that are drawing most of the buzz for Coach of the Year, whether it be Liam Cohen, Kyle Shanahan, Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson. If you're giving the award out, who are you giving it to?
I'm giving it to Liam Cohen. I really am. I think, Vrabel's had the help of Josh McDaniels, and that's significant. Vrabel's also had the easiest schedule in the NFL this year. That's significant. So I'm taking Vrabel off. I absolutely love what Ben Johnson has done. There's no question. The transformation, what Ben Johnson has done with Caleb Williams, second-year quarterback, is truly remarkable. But I think it's Liam Cohen because of the way he has taken over the entire team and had a complete transformation both offensively and defensively. I'm giving it to Liam.
7 straight wins for the Jacksonville Jaguars, surging at the right time as they get ready to be the 3 seed as of right now in the AFC playoffs. Sal, we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
You can check out Sal Palantonio on Get Up this morning. And I bet Sal wouldn't have hated my Jacksonville Jaguars being in the number 1 spot of my power rankings after Week 17, like a lot of you have this morning. Myron's list is coming up in a little bit, but that conversation about Coach of the Year is a good one to get into. Are we not giving guys like Liam Cohen and Ben Johnson nearly enough credit for their consideration for that award? We head into that next here on Unsportsmanlike, ESPN Radio, and the ESPN app.
St. Vic.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.
If the Buffalo Bills don't win the Super Bowl this year, it's a disgrace.
Week to week, team to team.
No more questions. On you, Buffalo.
Let's go crazy.
On you.
Let's go.
The NFL lives here. ESPN Radio.
At F&B Wealth Management, it's not just about numbers, it's about people and communities. Hi, I'm Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank and F&B Wealth Management. Our team is united by a shared passion for helping you achieve your financial goals. We are equipped and eager to work together to craft personalized financial solutions just for you, including retirement planning, risk management through life insurance, long-term care insurance planning, and investment advisory services. Together, we will celebrate milestones, navigate life's transitions, and build a financial future that reflects your values. Experience the difference of a team that truly cares. Visit investwithfnb.com to learn more about dedicated advisors and start your journey toward a financial confidence today.
FNB Wealth Management is a division of Fisher National Bank. FNB securities are not insured by the FDIC, not a deposit or other obligation of or guaranteed by the depository institution, subject to investment risks, including possible loss of the principal amount invested. Securities, insurance, and investment advisory services are offered through Midwestern Securities Trading Company, LLC, MSTC, member FINRA, SIPC, MSTC, and FNB are not affiliated.
FNB Wealth Management, supporting exceptional communities full of exceptional people.
What is most important in your life? This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. If you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Provident Financial Group is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Service Advisors, Inc.
Let your local farmer's insurance agent, Michael Rumsey, put his experience to work for you. Michael Rumsey proudly serves Champaign County families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call Michael Rumsey at 217-363-3030 to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's Michael Rumsey at 217-363-3030. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
In a good action movie, the impossible is overcome before the happy ending. The action that started in The Christmas Story continues today. All year long, church people work through Empty Tomb to help local neighbors face situations that can seem impossible. Clothes for a job interview, a bed for a child, food to eat when work hours are cut, 1 month's rent before the first paycheck, a tank of gas to look for work, a medical need not covered by insurance. Empty Tomb connects church people with local neighbors in need. And through the research and mission match, Empty Tomb also helps church people nationally recognize their potential to help others in Jesus' name. I encourage you to include Empty Tomb in your year-end giving. You can make your check out to Empty Tomb Inc. or give online at emptytomb.org. Your gifts in December will continue the action that began with The Christmas Story and continues throughout the new year. And Merry Christmas.
Jets Pizza and Stevie J Broadcasting want to send you to the next Fighting Illini home basketball game. Text Illini to 217-359-2255 and you could be on your way to State Farm Center. Stop by Jets Pizza at Neal and Green Street or Round Barn off Springfield and Mattis for their delicious Detroit-style pizza. Text Illini to 217-359-2255 to win tickets from Jets Pizza and Stevie J Broadcasting.
If you ask, are we ready, and the ready takes about 9 seconds, then probably you're filibustering because you're not ready.
Who was that on with you?
Classic.
Doing that show?
Matt Schick. That was Matt Schick.
Okay.
And Ja Rule did the Bucks halftime show. And, like, his DJ wasn't ready. Where was his DJ? We don't know.
It's probably so
that's where that clip came from. Yeah,
Sanchez just didn't have time to load up.
We were like, what was he doing? Like, you're at a Bucks halftime show. You got
ready?
one job.
That is not edited, by the way. He was trying to give Sanchez time.
But like, and I just
really
imagine Sanchez pulling out his equipment, still trying to set it up.
Are we ready?
So he's waiting for the beat to drop, I assume.
He's waiting, but Sanchez is like setting up his turntables and doing whatever else he has to do. It was a halftime show.
What year was
What else
this?
are you
This
doing?
like- was this recently, or was that like
That was
like
2019.
4 or 5 years ago. Yeah,
Oh
4 or
man,
5
so
years ago.
still like in the modern day.
Yeah,
Post
but it was
Fire
like, what else was he
Festival?
doing?
So when he got uncanceled from that, right?
Yeah, Firefest,
what
I believe,
was
was
he doing?
2017.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
like,
was just,
if
he
you're
was
his
just trying to
DJ,
figure it out.
but like it's a halftime show.
I mean,
been to games.
you only have 12 minutes for that. Like,
Exactly.
If you're,
He
how
took
is
up
your
half
DJ
that
not
time
ready?
with this intro.
Like,
Yeah, but
you gotta prepare the night.
Just 12 minutes for the show,
But
but
you
you have an entire half
what it
to
was?
get ready for it.
probably Sanchez left something in the car, right? And now you're in a tough spot because you know you got to
Sanchez
leave.
is in the parking lot.
You're probably in the parking ramp 3 blocks away.
It's not like they start prepping this at the start of the game. They've had months to prepare.
Exactly. Sanchez, he didn't know. Sanchez was not ready.
We played that rejoin because Myron was very upset that Ja Rule wasn't in the wire.
Yeah, he should have been in.
Was he
Ja Rule-
originally a part of the cast for it?
No,
in consideration for the cast?
In Myron's mind, he should have been Stringer Bell.
DMX should have been in there. I mean, the fact that a British dude took the most prominent role in that series, I mean, that's
one of the best actors of our generation.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's British, if he's American, if he's Canadian, if he's from Antarctica. Put some respect on Idris Elba's name, Myron.
It's kind of faking it, though, a little bit, Courtney, right? I mean,
isn't that what acting is?
Well,
faking it?
Some might say.
Faking it to make it seem believable.
That's
pretending to be someone else for entertainment? Yes.
Some might say.
Touche, right?
As if it's this idea that's so out there that only a couple people believe.
I can't believe every person in the show is from Baltimore.
But why are the British, why do they get to come here and take all of our roles? Are we going over there and doing their stuff? I don't think we're going to there and taking movie roles.
We took the show The Office from them entirely.
That is true.
Yeah, but we didn't go over there and use their accent and do the show. Like, they get to come here, do our accents, and we're like, oh, how cool is that they can do both? Like, give that role to DMX. It should have been DMX's role.
Have you seen Keanu Reeves' accent in the 1990 Bram Stoker's Dracula?
No.
Yes.
Look it up, and you'll find out why Americans don't take British people's roles.
But like, people love to put British dudes in movies and TV shows, like, just because they're British.
Idris Elba's incredible. Christian Bale is incredible. Like,
he is great.
These people get these
I think
roles.
it's because they're great actors.
Yeah.
But the British
seems
thing
like
makes
they're getting
people
it on
excited.
merit, not just because they're trying to take something.
Myron's doing
Are you
his
upset
British
about the
bias.
Revolutionary War or something? This seems like
Myron's
this is
doing
like
Paul reveal. The British are coming. The British
take
are
our
coming.
country. Now they're taking over.
All I'm saying.
This is not the Beatles, Myron. This is not the British invasion.
We're giving them priority to some of these roles. I just think it's something we need to think about. Ja Rule would have been great
That's
in the
the
Wire.
reason that he didn't get the job, because his DJ was late and they
I
were
wasn't
worried,
ready.
like, oh, we're never going to be able to film on time because people can't show up.
He was great in Fast and Furious. They probably saw Fast and Furious and were like, no, we can't put him in.
Listen, put some of those guys would have been made for the Wire, man. I think we missed out. I do.
I think that your DMX casting would have been great. I just think that there might have been a liability issue because he would have taken that stuff. He would have been like, wait, I'm not acting.
Like, how many? You need some lawyers on set, just to be ready, for DMX. But
he would have been a great Omar. He would have been really, really good at that.
Perfect.
That would have been his role. Man,
wasn't British.
I think it worked out okay for The Wire.
Yeah. I think so.
It did, but I mean, it was a little. When I found out he was British, Idris Elba, I was like, "Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that."
Hey, you guys know that almost greatest TV show of all time? Some would say it is. You know what that need a little more of? Ja Rule. That's what the missing piece was for it to supplant The Sopranos as like the greatest of all time.
Some might say.
Are we ready? It should have been considered.
Ja Rule should have been in The Sopranos too.
Well, no, I'm not going to.
He would have been a great Tony.
That far.
Yeah, he would have been
I'm
great.
not going that far. But The Wire, yes, it was made for Ja Rule.
Well, Liam Cohen or Ben Johnson.
Yeah, good luck transitioning out of that one.
Them in something. What? All right, here, because I do want to get into this topic, but I know we're running a little short on time. But like, cast the NFL Coaches of the Year candidates. So we've got there's pretty much like 4 or 5 of them right now. So it's Mike Vrabel minus 140. Yeah. Kyle Shanahan's plus 180, and I personally, he's my favorite candidate to win. Mike McDonald's plus 700, Liam Cohen plus 1,200, Ben Johnson far back at plus 4,000. Cast these guys in a 90s, 2000s show, an iconic show, and tell me why they deserve to be in there over the actual actors who worked to get these jobs.
Oh man, on a 90s sitcom, I mean, you can put all these dudes in Seinfeld. Probably. I mean, I think Shanahan is Jerry. right? You put him in that role.
Okay.
I think Liam Cohen is definitely Kramer. That kind of Duval thing that was a little weird. I think you would put Mike Vrabel as George, as sort of like the kind of super serious dude a little bit, right? Ben Johnson,
He's
like
real
the main
intense.
character.
No, he's really intense. I don't think you could put him as a
No, maybe I don't know where you cast him. One of those characters, he'd probably be in there. So
Okay.
but I think maybe put him on Seinfeld. I think that would work.
I'm trying to think of like putting these guys into The Wire. Who would be a good
None of those dudes
McNulty?
would be
Who
in
would
The
be a
Wire.
good McNulty? I'd love to see. I think that Mike McDonald would be a great
McDonald
McNulty.
would be good.
Vrabel would be a
McDonald
good
would
buck.
be good.
We could get the two of them. I think they would have a good like
Vrabel.
yin and yang.
You could put those two for sure. Definitely.
Mike Vrabel in the scene where McNulty is drunk and then falls down the hill.
Now I can't unsee it.
I can't unsee it either. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be something? I'm actually good with the
Vrabel
casting
and
as it
Wire,
was. I'm good with it as it was. All right, so these guys are clearly not actors because they're football coaches, and they've done a damn good job with their 5 respective teams. Who deserves Coach of the Year more? There's Idris Elba going to come and steal this award too. It's on Sportsman-like ESPN Radio.
Are we ready?
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
On the first Christmas, baby Jesus was born in a stable because God loves each of us. This Christmas, how can we show God we love him too? Jesus said we can show our love for God by loving our neighbor. Let's make God happy this Christmas.
This is Jim Manley. Throughout this year that's been tough for so many, Empty Tomb Inc. has worked with church people to show their love for God through practical works done in Jesus' name. Clothes, food, furniture, and financial help are shared at our local neighbors' points of need. In addition, Research and Mission Match encourage churches to help our neighbors globally too. Your gift to Empty Tomb now will help people in our local area at their points of need all through the new year. Please send your check to Empty Tomb in Champaign, Illinois, or go to emptytomb.org to donate. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, baby Jesus.
And Merry Christmas to you too.
With the holiday season upon us, we at Gale Frericks Trucking would like to take time out to express our appreciation and heartfelt thanks to our drivers and support staff. We take pride in making family and safety the top priorities at GFT. This is Operations Manager Donna Onstadt, inviting all Class A CDL holders in Central Indiana and Illinois to join our family so you can provide for and spend more time with your family. We offer paid holidays and vacations, home time every weekend and holiday, the industry's top pay package, safety and operations bonuses, rider program, insurance, and more. Call 765-793-7131 or email timo@gftlog.com to join the GFT family and get pay and quality home time you can count on. 765-793-7131.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Provident Financial Group is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Service Advisors, Inc.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
May vary. Online health questions required.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
For us to be in this position is really cool. We're all grateful for it, but at the same time, we have to go do something about it. Brock's been playing his ass off, made some huge plays in this game.
He's looking, he pumps. Now he's backpedaling. Now he touched the ball away. He's going to run. Now he's going to throw to Juszczyk for the touchdown.
It's a hell of a deal being able to have the opportunity to play for the 1 seed, and these guys have earned it. It's a cool team win, man. There's nothing like that.
Heck of a win by the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football. The instant classic shootout. Brock Purdy, Caleb Williams, the Niners, and Kyle Shanahan on the winning edge of that 42-38 shootout. The call there courtesy of KNBR. This is Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Courtney Cronin, Myron Medcalf, sitting in for Evan Canty and Michelle on this Tuesday morning. Unsportsmanlike is presented by Progressive Insurance. You can save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat by visiting Progressive.com. What I saw up close at Levi's Stadium on Sunday night, Myron, was maybe the best coaching job, culmination of 16 games of the season so far for the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan having to overcome a lot that the 49ers lacked. And remember, that was a game that George Kittle was not playing in. He had an injury that happened on the Monday night game, was not able to play on Sunday Night Football. Yet no problem whatsoever for Kyle Shanahan being able to scheme up another 5-touchdown performance from Brock Purdy, another incredible day from Christian McCaffrey. And for Jake Tunges, their backup tight end, 9 targets, 7 catches, 60 yards and a touchdown in place of Kittle. It brings in Kyle Shanahan's contributions to the Coach of the Year conversation. And to me, I know where he stands today because of the DraftKings Sportsbook odds. He has the second shortest odds at plus 180. I feel like whatever happens in the Seattle game, final week of the season, catapults him over the favorite of Mike Vrabel, considering all that he's had to do with all that he hasn't had this year in getting the 49ers quietly from number 3 in the NFC West and potentially winning the NFC this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should. Like, to me, I think Kyle Shanahan is my pick. Honestly, regardless of what happens, I think you have 5 legit candidates, right, for all different reasons. Mike McDonald, you can't ignore what he's done with that defense. You bring in Sam Darnold, putting themselves in a position to be a 1 seed. I think Liam Cohen is probably the biggest surprise in what he's done in Jacksonville. Mike Vrabel's probably the best story among these coaches. I think Ben Johnson is maybe the most transformative in terms of what Chicago has been versus what it is now. But every time you start a 49ers game this season, the cameras go to 2 places, Courtney. The suites, where you see some injured player talking to his family because he's out for the season or out for multiple games, and to the sidelines with everyone in street clothes. Like, that's how every single 49ers game has started this season. How many people are actually healthy and available to weather that storm? I don't think any of the other coaches had to overcome that, especially at the most important position, quarterback.
Yeah, he was without Brock Purdy for several weeks, and Mac Jones, the quarterback that he originally wanted, was planning to draft in 2021, is able to reunite with him years later. Mac Jones keeps him afloat. Mac Jones got him that win over the Los Angeles Rams earlier in the season, a team that we've been talking about all morning because of what happened last night in Atlanta and Monday Night Football and the overall NFC playoff picture and the race for the 1 seed. But it's like, I wish I knew more how voters vote the criteria for Coach of the Year. Because as we mentioned, Mike Vrabel is the favorite right now, minus 140, the shortest odds to win Coach of the Year. He's got Josh McDaniels orchestrating the development of Drake May in year 2, or rather getting the development of the quarterback on track, where we've seen career best performances in back-to-back weeks against the Ravens and the Jets for the second-year quarterback of the New England Patriots the last 2 weeks. That's not, I mean, of course, Mike, I'm not at all taking anything away from Mike Vrabel. I want to make that crystal clear here, but that's a great offensive coordinator and quarterback pairing that he's ultimately responsible for, because he made the case to bring in McDaniel and to, continue on this path with Drake May and getting him in this success. But shouldn't Coach of the Year be given to somebody who takes something out of nothing? Takes something, makes it out of, a long shot. You bring up Ben Johnson. That's where I'm going with this, because Ben Johnson has the longest odds right now of the 5. So he's at plus 4,000 according to DraftKings Sportsbook. This is a team and a city that's never had a franchise quarterback in the modern era of the NFL. He answered the biggest question this year, which is Caleb Williams the guy? Because it didn't look like it a lot of the time last season when he was surrounded by a coaching staff that didn't know how to get the most out of him. You've got a quarterback right now who leads the league in downfield passing, which was a massive issue for him a year ago, who has won you shootouts, who has won you games when it looks like your team's all but left for dead, 6 wins in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, the most since the merger in 1970 by any team in a single season. Why aren't we giving him more credit where it's due for turning this team around in a very quick 1-year turnaround in a team that's frankly ahead of schedule?
Well, I mean, I think he's a great coach in a tough year, right? Because there's so many good candidates. I think that's the only reason Ben Johnson isn't getting more love. I think also because we focus so much on Caleb Williams and his development, that's been the biggest story. I mean, in Chicago right now, and I can say this as a Midwest guy, there's a kid growing up who is imagining the Bears being competitive for the next decade or more. And that hasn't happened in 40 years. So to be in a position where you're looking at this team and going, forget about just this season, Ben Johnson has put the Bears in a spot to be good for a long time if they continue to grow. That should count for something. But I don't know that anyone has a case that really separates from all the other candidates. This is one of the best years I think we've had in a long time for Coach of the Year candidates.
Yeah, it is, because all 5 of these coaches have made their case. I mean, I think the one we probably talk about least is Mike Macdonald in Seattle, a guy whose team won 10 games last year, yet those 10 wins were not enough to get into the postseason. They sat out. And then right away, they make the quarterback switch. They go get Sam Darnold, who was on a 14-win team a year ago, and they're right back there ahead of at the top of the NFC right now in an NFC West showdown in Week 18 that's going to decide whether they are the 1 seed. He's the one of all of these coaches, and I know I just mentioned Ben Johnson. I don't think we talk about him enough. I don't think we talk about Mike Macdonald at all for some reason, and it's remarkable because it's not just Darnold and doing the unimaginable. We thought this guy was left for dead after Minnesota because he was a cast-off there. They didn't want him anymore because they based it on a 2-game sample size and said thanks, but no thanks, we're moving on to J.J. McCarthy. Darnold gets the headlines in Seattle, as he should, because of what he's done in this offense. But it's that defense that is Mike Macdonald's baby, the thing that he brought with him from the Baltimore Ravens. That's the reason why they are in line for the 1 seed right now in a first-round bye.
Well, and I think that's why you don't hear about them. Like the other 4 candidates are all attached to a great quarterback situation, an improving quarterback situation. Liam Cohen and what he's done for Trevor Lawrence in his career. Mike Vrabel, he's not the offensive coordinator, but suddenly Drake May looks like an MVP candidate. That's why he's going to get a ton of votes. Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, and obviously Kyle Shanahan having Mac Jones and Brock Purdy kind of handling that situation with the injuries, whereas Mike McDaniel has a quarterback who won 14 games last year in Minnesota. And I think the idea is Sam Darnold was already good, and he just transferred to a new team, and now Mike McDonald is the beneficiary of that, which is why I think you're getting less credit compared to the other guys who are viewed as having a role in the significant development or the stability that they've created with their quarterbacks.
Well, and because so many of these coaches, too, Vrabel's got a second-year quarterback. Ben Johnson's got a second-year quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is still in the you're a young quarterback conversation. Yes, he's been paid. He got the mega contract more than a year ago. But the development there, it's a position that is so poorly coached by and large when guys come from college to the NFL and aren't able to replicate the success or meet the expectations that come with being high draft picks. Like, we look at that under a microscope so much more than we do, with a defense, honestly. And I think what McDonald has done, and you look at the defense that the Seattle Seahawks have this year and the pass rush and the guys that they brought in during free agency to be able to build up what they didn't have last year, which was being able to get after the quarterback. I know it's not as sexy as a quarterback development and guys who are in contention for the MVP award, but what he's been able to do with a unit like, Leonard Williams coming in from the New York Giants, DeMarcus Lawrence, guys who were left for dead or thought of as they're at the end of their career, they're not good anymore. That's a really good defense, and a defense that has been able to pressure opposing quarterbacks to make things very difficult. That's a tough place to play. So whenever you play there, and they will, if they secure that 1 seed, they'll get the home field advantage throughout the playoffs. I think that needs to be talked about as much as we're talking about with quarterbacks. It's just what do you value more? Do you value the story of a Ben Johnson who's taken a team that has never had a franchise quarterback since most of us listening right now have been alive and making them relevant? Is it the same thing with, Liam Cohen finally being the one after coach after coach after coach in Jacksonville couldn't get it done with Trevor Lawrence? The stories are great. I just think that Mike Vrabel ultimately, because he's not the one calling the plays for Drake May, I feel like that in a way would make me want to reorder my list and why I would definitely put Kyle Shanahan in the driver's seat there for him to earn that award, because he's had to do more with less. That's anytime we talk MVP with quarterbacks, with any player, it's are you doing more with less? That's why Josh Allen was always in the mix for a very long time, and honestly why he should have been in the mix more than he is this year. Some of these coaches are doing more with less, and Shanahan falls into that category.
Yeah, Shanahan's my pick. Because of all the reasons that you just listed. I think where Vrabel gets a lot of credit is we watch the Gerard Mayo regime. Mm-hmm. We watched a guy who had a lot of this same personnel and couldn't do anything with it. We watched a young quarterback in Drake May lose confidence. That's a culture thing, right? And I think that's what Vrabel's being given credit for, is just really rebuilding the entire culture and confidence of that organization. That means something. I think in Seattle, front office gets a lot of credit for the moves that you just talked about that made that defense better. But Shanahan, to me, has no business being in a position to possibly get the 1 seed with all the injuries. It should go to him despite being such a competitive field.
He's brought his team to the Super Bowl multiple times in the last 7 seasons. And yet this might be his best coaching job he's ever had, getting his team to the playoffs, because they were always the distant third in the NFC West. And then things started to get even between them and the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. And lo and behold, this week they're playing for the 1 seed after a dominant performance that they put on the national stage on Sunday Night Football. They can win shootouts. They can keep themselves in it despite not having much pass rush to speak of. Ultimately, that falls on the head coach, who's had to do a lot with not a lot around his quarterback and on his defense. All right, straight ahead, I've given you my top 5 teams in the NFL after Week 17. You're going to hear Myron's list coming up next on Sportsmanlike, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is ESPN Radio.
Chris Canty is a football savant. Now you look at him and it's like, oh my Lord, the hostility.
On your radio, your computer, your smart speaker, or on the ESPN app.
What has happened to Chris Canty? He makes me look like a choir boy.
We're everywhere you are. This is ESPN Radio.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recover from and made it like it never even happened. Like on September 24, 2016, when Tulsa found themselves down 31-0 to Fresno State with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Tulsa fought back to tie the game at 41. then won 48-41 in double overtime.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/125 to 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Hall of Famer John Elway joining us. Your 2 cents on what we're seeing out of the Broncos.
You know what? They've had a great year. They won 11 in a row, and they came in, and Jacksonville played great. You got to hand it to them, and I think that, it's at the time now that they still control their own destiny, and they've got 2 left, and so, you never like to lose football games, but sometimes this might be a good thing for them.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus. Hey, did you miss Clinton and Friends?
Steve in Reno, what's up?
Hey guys, I wanted to say thank you. First time caller. I've been listening to your guys' show damn near every day. Really wanted to appreciate your guys' baseball intellect. It's allowed my IQ to rise and allows me to watch these games and understand what's happening. I really wanted to say thank you and I appreciate it.
Clinton and Friends, weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Sunday on SEC Network. Number 3 South Carolina heads to Florida. Get out of my way. The Gamecocks heat up conference play behind Joyce Edwards.
South Carolina's going to drive it. There it is.
While the Gators dig in and rally behind white-hot Liv McGill.
Posting in, weaving for 2. Step away.
Number 3 South Carolina at Florida. Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern on SEC Network and the ESPN app.
The college football playoff quarterfinals. First on New Year's Eve, Miami faces Ohio State. Then on New Year's Day, it's Oregon versus Texas Tech.
Touchdown, Oregon.
Followed by Alabama, Indiana.
The Hoosiers take the lead.
Then Ole Miss faces Georgia. The college football playoff quarterfinals on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. From number 5 to number 1.
Best of the best of the best, sir.
These are the Myron Metcalf Power Rankings.
How did Myron get his own sounder and I had Chris Canty's?
I mean, you asked for it. We had plenty of time to get ready, as Ja Rule says.
You had given how long it took for Ja Rule to ask for whether the crowd was ready.
Are we ready?
Next time we're flipping orders. So Myron goes first, and I can get my own sounder made after I put that request in. All right, so I've given you mine as a recap. These were our top 5 teams at the end of Week 17. So most of these teams are going to be those going to the postseason. Mine from 5 to 1 were the Patriots, Broncos, Seahawks, 49ers, and Jaguars. Myron, where are we starting?
Number 5.
We're going to start with Denver. I think that defense, it's just the style of defense. I think they can put opposing quarterbacks kind of in the phone booth and just kind of beat them up. You've seen them do that multiple times. And anytime you can make an opposing quarterback unsteady, uncomfortable, that puts you in a great position. Bo Nix not playing great against Kansas City, completing less than 60% of his passes against Jacksonville the week prior, has given me a little bit of hesitation in terms of what they may be able to do. But I think Denver is right up there with all the contenders on this list.
Are you worried about what you've seen from them the last 2 games? Because Jacksonville spanked them. That wasn't a close loss for the Denver Broncos. That was a 2-score game for most of that game. And then it took a comeback effort against a third-string quarterback in Kansas City for them to walk away winners on Christmas Day. You heard, I have them as a top 5 team on my list, but that's the part that worries me, how they've been not the Denver of late, especially on defense, down these final couple games.
They're flawed, Courtney, but I don't know if there's a team in this league in the playoff picture that's not. So I think they're in the same category.
Okay.
Number 4.
Give me Seattle. I mean, the Seahawks. Again, we're going to keep talking about defense, but this is the kind of defense that can shut you down. This is the kind of defensive unit under Mike McDonald that can really just alter a game. I think takeaways in the playoffs are so important, and this is a playmaking defense. Where I have, again, a little bit of hesitation. Sam Darnold, 4 picks in his last 4 games. We remember how he finished last year with the Minnesota Vikings. I think he has done everything, and maybe even more than what was expected, Courtney. But I also know what can happen to Sam Darnold in those pressure situations when he gets a little tight. That's why they're at 4 for me and not higher.
Yeah, he does tend to turn into a pumpkin with some of those big throws that are bad decision throws, as we saw last year in the playoffs. I think everybody just holds their breath and waiting to see if that happens. It almost happened in that big overtime game that they had 2 weeks ago with the Los Angeles Rams. But they have an advantage right now for the NFC's 1 seed. You win that game this weekend against the San Francisco 49ers. You have a first-round bye, multiple home games potentially. But this defense is what's been carrying them, regardless of what you get from Sam Darnold. They're second in the NFL in defensive EPA per play, and they're a well-balanced team. Like we've been saying that about the Rams. I feel like that baton can now be passed over to Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. We're doing Unsportsmanlike's Power Rankings, brought to you by SoFi. Get your money right. Next.
Number 3.
Give me New England. The criticism to me doesn't make sense. When you talk about the schedule, what are you supposed to do about that? This isn't an SEC team scheduling an FCS team in a bye game. You play the teams in front of you. Where I think you have to have confidence in New England is they have 6 double-digit wins against that schedule. So they've just had some dominant performances. We're talking about the Steelers losing to Cleveland and the Rams losing to the Falcons. The Patriots have beat up on a lot of the teams in that same category. Drake May, to me, could be the MVP. Mike Vrabel has really changed the culture, and I just don't think they have a ton of weaknesses other than the inexperience of a second-year quarterback who could be the MVP of this league, Courtney.
To me, the Baltimore game 2 weeks ago was what solidified them for me as a top 3 team in the NFL going into the playoffs. They come back playing lights out football in the fourth quarter. And some coaching decisions, why Derrick Henry was not on the field, all of that aside, they handled business. Drake May had a career day at that point until then he upped the ante on himself and had a career day last week in dominant fashion against the New York Giants. So I look at that. In the schedule, you can say, there's 3 playoff teams on here between potentially Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Carolina, Tampa Bay that they've played and that they've won against. And, of course, Buffalo. You can't do anything about your schedule. It's how you handle your schedule, which they've done en route to, a very, very long win streak from week 4 all the way to week 13.
Number 2.
It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, it's not just the 7-game winning streak. The defense, which is kind of their Mariano Rivera, right? They just close games. Not many teams can do that the way that Jacksonville does. You saw that over the weekend. But I think Trevor Lawrence, people say, Trevor Lawrence has gotten better. I don't know if people are seeing these games, Courtney. They're not the featured game nationally every week. So I think a lot of people maybe haven't had a chance to watch his growth. 1 interception in his last 5 games. If you tell me Trevor Lawrence is being protected, Trevor Lawrence is upright, and Trevor Lawrence isn't throwing picks, and you get that Jacksonville defense, it's hard for me to imagine that there's a better team or a more equipped team in the AFC to make a run to the Super Bowl. They have everything, and it looks like Liam Cohen has finally gotten the most out of Trevor Lawrence.
263 yards passing. He threw an interception, no touchdowns last week, but they kept, to me, this speaks to the idea that it's not one player, one side of the ball that wins you games that can help you go far in the postseason. Their defense kept the Colts on their heels after that game was close in the third quarter and then did not allow them to score in the fourth quarter. They had to bring Riley Leonard in for a last-second shot because Phillip Rivers couldn't throw that far down the field. That was an impressive win. And I know the Colts are a middling team. They started out great. They're not anymore. They've been out of the AFC South picture for a while. But 12 wins in a regular season, the most that Jacksonville's ever had. And yes, most meaning more than the last time they got to the AFC Championship game with Blake Bortles in 2017. It's staggering. And what they've built feels sustainable. Not just sustainable for right now, but something that could last throughout the postseason this year.
Number 1.
Yeah, give me the San Francisco 49ers. Courtney, I don't believe that defense wins championships. I think you have to score points to win games. I think we talked a lot about defense. San Francisco doesn't really have it because of all the injuries. But offensively, they can outscore anybody. And to me, in the playoffs, that's what I want. If you give me a great defense and a weak offense versus a weak defense and a great offense, I'll take the latter every time. Brock Purdy may not be a top 5 quarterback, but I think he's the best point guard in the entire NFL. He knows how to put all of his guys in the right spot. Christian McCaffrey in open space. Once George Kittle gets healthy, I don't think there's a quarterback more suited for his offense in the NFL than Brock Purdy is suited for what Kyle Shanahan wants him to do. And you're seeing the results of that. I think this San Francisco team is going to be the toughest out in the entire postseason because of the way they're playing on offense right now. I think the 49ers are the best, most difficult team to deal with in the league heading into Week 18.
We make a lot about their defensive injuries that they have, and it is affecting their pass rush right now. Not having Bosa, not having Fred Warner, it's changed a lot for them and what they're able to do. But think about who and why they don't have certain players on offense. Brandon Ayuk has been AWOL from the 49ers for just about the entire season. He's supposed to be your number one receiver. He's not. Juwan Jennings has been fantastic, but I don't think that was a role that he was supposed to be assuming after they paid Ayuk last offseason, expecting him to come back off of injury. George Kittle was out for this past game against the Chicago Bears. He's your top tight end. He's your best weapon receiving-wise right now. Jake Tunges, in his revenge game against his old team, the Chicago Bears, has 7 catches and a touchdown. If Kyle Shanahan is not coach of the year this year, you obviously have other great candidates too, but I think that would be a mistake by the voters considering he has had to do so much more with less this year and all of the injuries that they have. So to recap your list, Myron, one more time, 5-1.
Give me Denver at 5, Seattle at 4, New England at 3, Jacksonville at 2, and the 49ers at number 1.
Okay, so nobody can tell me I have recency bias because Myron has Jacksonville at 2.
I'm all recency bias. Yeah, okay. I'm all into that.
So
I believe in recency bias.
So take all of your criticism and lob it on Myron because he just admitted that. Mine is season long over the last 7 games, certainly. All right, straight ahead. Some news yesterday in college football. One of the hottest candidates for NFL jobs has informed teams that he is staying at his school. We get into that next, coming up on Sportsmanlike ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
The college football playoff quarterfinals. First on New Year's Eve, Miami faces Ohio State. Then on New Year's Day, it's Oregon versus Texas Tech, followed by Alabama, Indiana. Then Ole Miss faces Georgia. The college football playoff quarterfinals on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Make it an unforgettable New Year's Eve at Houlihan's. Enjoy an exclusive 4-course feast for couples and singles paired with special cocktails or mocktails. Book your reservation for 5, 6:30, 7:30, or 9 and get a complimentary sparkling beverage for a toast. But that's not all. Stay the night in a luxurious hotel room at iHotel. $89 before tax. Perfect for a cozy New Year's getaway. Reservations are preferred, but walk-ins are welcome. Visit stayatthei.com or call 217-819-5000.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family.
And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to thenateevansgroup.com.
Got a plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, or sewer problem? Look no further than Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Locally owned and trusted, Fred's team of professionals is ready to tackle projects both big and small. Why waste time and money on complicated DIY fixes? Fred's experienced team will get the job done right, saving you time, stress, and cash. And when it comes to sewer problems, make sure you call Fred's for a second opinion you can trust. At Fred's, they do it all. No project too big, no project too small. They do insulation, repairs, replacement, and maintenance. And they now offer service agreements. For reliable service, professional expertise, and solutions that work, call Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today. 217-586-3863. Or go to fredscu.com. You can always trust Fred's.
Sarah Champagne's Ben Quattrone on keeping his employees.
It's got to be the place to work. We have to pay the best. We have to treat people the best. Some of the guys wanted to order pizza the other day. Well, we bought 30 Papa Del's pizzas. BMW had the best month they've ever had. They said, can we have a cookout? Saturday, I cooked like 50 ribeye steaks. And they were expecting like cheese, burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Like, if I'm eating steak, you're eating steak. We both eat steak, we both eat hamburger.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
When time matters, proximity counts. Fly Champaign-Urbana and start your trip on schedule. American Airlines connects you through Dallas and Chicago, linking you to business centers across the U.S. and beyond with connections to over 200 destinations. Be efficient, be connected, be home sooner. Fly Champaign-Urbana Willard Airport. Local convenience, global reach.
Hims has you covered, introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
I mean, every time I do the show, I read from this book, The Gucci Mane Guide to Greatness. Can't put a lion and a tiger together and think they aren't going to fight. They're going to fight. It is what it is. Okay?
What do you mean it is what it is?
There's nothing I can tell you that can affect you other than, hey, man, wash your hands, stay home, and be safe. Okay? You quit your job now, but a year from now, it's going to have terrible consequences.
That's terrible advice.
You've got to use your head for more than a hat rack.
"15 minutes away from Myron's annual tradition of reading passages from Gucci Mane's Guide to Greatness. We'll play some St. Brick for that as well, which is what you're hearing currently in the background. That's my favorite
Christmas song.
I love that you know that, Courtney. Yeah.
Because on this show, we did my Christmas song draft a couple years ago, and this was number 1. And Cam Pratt told me that no one was ever picking this song, and I didn't need to use it with my number 1 overall pick.
I mean,
but
it's
if
a ridiculous thing.
If I didn't do that, somebody would have gotten the idea to do that. It's just like drafting a punter in the 4th round. You do it because you want to and because you believe in the player.
Yes.
Ultimately, that's what I did.
Well, this how I know, you worked in the South. See, that's how I know you know. Like, and that's a different music culture down there with Gucci and Boozy and all those dudes. So, yeah, I'll rock with that.
It's on Sportsman like ESPN Radio and ESPNU. He's Myron Medcalf and Courtney Cronin. We're in for Evan, Canty, and Michelle this week. And there was some pretty big news that came out of the college football world yesterday. We're getting ready for bowl game season. All of the New Year's Six bowls are about to happen. But it's a team that's not going to be playing in the postseason in college football or in bowl season period that made quite a few headlines. And that was Notre Dame, because Marcus Freeman, the head coach of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, on his non-verified Twitter account. I had to check this a couple times to make sure it was him because he doesn't have a blue check next to his name. But he put out a tweet 21 hours ago, and it said 2026 ... run it back, go Irish. And that was his way, according to multiple reports, of telling NFL teams, two of which he was in consideration for head coach openings, thanks but no thanks, I'm staying at the college level. I'm happy here, and he's going to remain with the Fighting Irish. Now, I'm not surprised that we hear Marcus Freeman's name as an NFL head coaching candidate the last couple years. Last year, he takes his team on a national championship run. The team, like the Chicago Bears, were interested in Marcus Freeman. There were a couple other openings where his name surfaced. And then almost immediately, Myron, this year, the Giants fire Brian Daboll earlier in the year. Marcus Freeman's name immediately surfaces. But I think he made the right call, no matter what the opening would be, to stay in college at a place like Notre Dame, where you have it about as good as any other environment in college football, instead of venturing into the unknown and going into a place where the expectations and the leash are much higher and the leash is much shorter. Like, he's playing with house money by staying at a place where he is universally beloved, has already gotten them as far as most teams in this NIL era have gone, to the national championship game, and has an opportunity in front of him to continue to get there, considering how they've built their roster, how they tap into their NIL funds, the transfer portal, all those things, to remain a perennially successful team.
It's a better job than the Giants' job. I mean, the Giants' job is great if you have a great quarterback, you have all the pieces, but if you have to rebuild in New York and all the scrutiny that comes with that, why would you want to do that over Notre Dame for the reasons you just listed? Marcus Freeman can rebuild every year with the financial capabilities of that school, with the legacy of that school. He's always going to have a good quarterback. He's always going to have good skill guys, good defense, because the system is set up for a school like Notre Dame to do that. Mm-hmm. I think he also was pretty smart with how they ended the season, not making the playoff. Notre Dame fans were really upset. They didn't play in a bowl game, and they've all been unified under this idea that they were kind of the victims of the college football playoff landscape. And now you announce you're coming back. I think it's a really smart move for Marcus Freeman, and I do think he has the better job at Notre Dame compared to the Giants' job right now.
And we've seen other coaches bounce from college football to the NFL, and very rarely has it gone well. Cliff Kingsbury early on, going from the college football world to Arizona. I mean, the first season with Kyler Murray and how successful he was, but then after that led to a unceremonious exit from him before he got back into coaching with the Washington Commanders. Nick Saban, probably one of the more famous examples of it recently, where he went from the college football world to the Miami Dolphins, and that blew up very badly. And it's not saying that nobody can make this happen. And someone like Marcus Freeman, who is a culture builder, a team like the Giants, team like the Tennessee Titans, anybody else who has an opening now or in the future, you would want somebody who clearly has a track record of building a culture in a place that, expects to be successful, like all NFL franchises expect to be successful. But it's just so much more difficult to do. And even people don't care what you've done in college football once you get to the NFL or in any other rank, because if you're not delivering and delivering quickly, you're going to be without a job sooner rather than later. And I ultimately think that's pretty smart of him to say, I don't want to go down that path when I've got something really good here at Notre Dame.
Yeah, and he does. Again, I think the system allows him to be good for years to come, because Notre Dame is always going to have access to the best players in the portal. Based on what they can offer. you know, the NIL thing, like they've cut down in college, Courtney, on NIL opportunities. But in reality, they've just cut down on the fake NIL opportunities. When you're attached to a legitimate school like Notre Dame, there are so many companies attached to that can offer those legitimate deals that are attractive to recruits and guys in the portal, on top of the rev share money you're giving out to players. So every year, Notre Dame is going to have this pool of money to go out and get in the best. That's not going to happen with the Giants, even if they have a bunch of money. They're not signing all the top free agents to make that team better. So Marcus Freeman, I think, is in the best situation for his career going forward. And also the money these guys are getting paid, Courtney. It's not like you go to the NFL now and you get a pay increase. These guys are making so much money now, it's hard to lure them to the next level.
Well, I will say there are NFL coaches. I think about Ben Johnson, for example. $13 million a year to come coach the Chicago Bears is more than this franchise has ever shelled out for a head coach. Yeah. Like, that level of money, you're still not seeing it on that scale down in college, but
it's getting close.
He basically has a blank check, not only for like the finances, you know, anything financial for himself, for his roster, but it's a blank check of, this guy can do no wrong at Notre Dame. Like, he is universally loved there. Like, as long as you win, and they do win there, and they're in position to win, then he'll be, you know, he's playing with house money, so to speak. But you bring up the Giants, because that was one of the jobs that he was in the mix for, or at least his name was thrown out there. And we had that conversation earlier this morning about Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh. Are they going to continue to be with their respective teams after Week 18 when the Steelers host the Baltimore Ravens in a game that's going to decide the AFC North? Would the Giants not be foolish to not reach out to try to see if a change of scenery, because that's what it might ultimately come down to. It's not that they're bad coaches. It might just be that both of them, after 2 decades plus with both teams, need a change of scenery. Like, I feel like the Giants should be line 1 Monday morning of Week 18 for whichever coach's team is not playing in the postseason.
I mean, I think you're having that conversation with their agents now. I mean, just putting some feelers out there. Yeah, because I think what you just said is probably the more accurate idea of what could happen. 2 guys who realize, you know what, you can go into next season potentially, but if it goes south again, maybe that's it. So you get out in front of it. You go get that change of scenery that you're talking about, and New York offers that. So I think certainly if you're the Giants, that's line 1, line 2, depending on the outcome of that game.
Because they're proven coaches too. I mean, Marcus Freeman would not be a proven is not a proven NFL coach. So if you're him, and I'm not saying he'll never go to the NFL, he's got a great thing going right now in college football. And, you know, his name for every year will be rumored for the big college football jobs. Obviously, like Ohio State, that's come up because of his ties to the program. I remember when the Michigan job initially came open, it's, is Marcus Freeman going to leave Notre Dame and go to Michigan? Even though I kind of feel like that's a lateral move. He'll have his opportunity if he wants it, but just riddle me this. Like, what would be the one job that would actually get him to, it doesn't have to be open right now. What would be the one job that would get Marcus Freeman or any coach of that caliber in college football to seriously consider a jump to the NFL?
Any job with one of the top 5 quarterbacks.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you say you have access to Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes after Andy Reid decides to retire, depending on what happens with Joe Burrow, you know, Cincinnati, that's a different situation, but the quarterback is still elite. But if you had access to one of those guys, I think that would be certainly something that would be appealing. Drake May, a young quarterback like that, potentially as well.
I think that there are 2 jobs. I think it would have to be, and again, I'm not saying either of these coaches are getting fired or leaving. I think it'd be the San Francisco 49ers or the Baltimore Ravens. 2 teams, storied history, great ownership groups, strong front offices that build contending rosters year after year in conferences that, yes, are very difficult. The AFC North and the NFC West, I mean, at least not this year for the AFC North, but those are usually routinely the toughest divisions to play in football. If you're Marcus Freeman, though, you go to those places knowing that they have had success, you know how to build this sort of success, you go into a place where there's already a blueprint that you can then put yours on top of and make it work. You go to a place like the Giants, a place like Tennessee, a place like any of the other openings, maybe Miami, parts ways of Mike McDaniel, who knows? It's a lot harder when there is no standard already. He set a standard at Notre Dame. That's why he's such an attractive candidate. I ultimately think he will continue to get interest. Whether he dabbles in it is up to him, and we'll see his name consistently pop up at just about every coaching cycle for these jobs as long as he continues to win at Notre Dame. Straight ahead, the most unsportsmanlike moments of the day, plus, you guessed it, Gucci Mane's Guide to Greatness. It's Unsportsmanlike. Courtney Cronin and Myron Medcalf coming up next.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up Tuesday, Fox Sports NFL analyst Mark Schlereth joins us. Comedian Kumail Nanjiani in studio. Plus, Overreaction Monday on a Tuesday. That's the Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
So we have an amazing limited menu with some great appetizers, salads, entrees, including snow crab cakes. We've got swordfish, fillets, and it ended out with a holiday berry trifle. And it's for couples, singles, whatever you like. And then you're going to end that night with that sparkling wine or cider for the perfect toast. And then we're even throwing a little extra. Say you come in for the dinner, you can stay the night at the iHotel for a great rate of $89 before tax, night of New Year's Eve. That you're not going to get a better deal than this here at the iHotel and Houlihan.
Are there special seatings that you need to get your reservation for, Kelsey?
Yep, we're going to do different seatings. We'll do seatings at 5, 6:30, 7:30, and 9 p.m. So definitely make reservations. Call, get those booked in before we fill up. 217-819-5005. That's going to give you directly to Houlihan to get those reservations made. All you have to say for those hotel reservations or even going online using NYE26.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year! It's that time of year. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World's end-of-year blowout sale.
Hey, it's Paul Rican from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Paul, I need a deal on a refrigerator.
28 cubic foot French doors starting at $14.99.
Wow, that's a stocking stuffer right there.
Christmas is over, but leave those stockings up, friend.
Paul, I need to ring in the new year with a good range at a low, low price.
Name brand gas and electric ranges starting at $5.49.
That warms me up all over.
I can see that.
Paul, I need a washer. Mine went out. I'm up a creek. I didn't get very much Christmas money this year.
Uh-oh, naughty list guy. Washer starting at $4.79 plus a matching dryer. Same price at $4.79.
Just need the washer. I said Santa wasn't kind this year.
My bad, naughty guy.
How about a dishwasher?
Stainless steel interior dishwashers starting at $4.49.
Mind blown.
This is the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World end-of-year blowout sale going on now.
Wow.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
328-2424. Tatman's Towing. 24 hours every day. Tatman's Towing. 328-2424. Tatman's Towing. 328-2424. Tatman's Towing. 24 hours every day. 328-2424. We have pull and we're hooked on you. Tatman's Towing.
Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown Gifford opened at 4 on New Year's Eve. Start off with the terrific shrimp cocktail or crab cakes, maybe the fried pickles, mushrooms, or onion rings. The white meats, like chicken or a hand-cut boneless chop. Such a great choice with Donnie on the grill. Fresh hand-cut steaks will be perfect for your New Year's Eve celebration. Or get some shrimp. The sides are delicious at Long Branch Steakhouse. Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown Gifford open at 4 on December 31st.
Defending champ is a guy who's, I think, like 19 years old, named Luke Littler. And here was his post-start match press conference, interview yesterday. It was pretty ridiculous.
just sum up how you're feeling? It's a bit of a hostile environment out here. What's going through your head, Luke?
I'm not bothered. Really, I'm not bothered. Really not bothered. Can I just say one thing? You guys pay for tickets and you're paying for my prize money, so thank you. Thank you for my money. Thank you for booing me. Thank you. Come on!
That was on Sky Sports Darts, by the way. Thanks for
They have their own channel?
Apparently.
Wait, what?
Dude, Darts
There's
is
a Darts
huge.
channel?
Darts is huge. I mean, they're selling out an arena over there for the Dart Championship. Are you allowed to be this fired up about darts? I don't know.
How many people go to dart championships? I feel like you wouldn't be if it's an arena and he looked like he was in a place where there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
You can't really see
big.
all the action that's going on. This would be like watching table tennis from like high up, little ball going back and forth.
It's big internationally. I mean, it is huge.
Darts are?
The winner gets
like
$1 million.
Europe, Asia, Africa, it's huge. Yeah, it's huge.
It's $1 million payout for the winner.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of money. What's next?
One of the things I love around Christmas is seeing what quarterbacks get their like offensive linemen and stuff. And I gotta say, Joe Burrow just gets an F, in my opinion. Did you guys see what he gave his linemen?
No, what did he do?
He gave them authentic dinosaur, bear, and mammoth fossils.
I mean, where do you even buy that? How do you resource that?
But this is why now we know why he gets hurt so often. Aaron Rodgers is giving his guys like dune buggies and like guys are buying like Rolexes. Joe Burrow's like, here's this mammoth fossil.
I think that's what he usually does, like a car or a nice watch. But I think he's switching it up this year.
I follow a dude on YouTube who said we should be investing in crypto, baseball cards, and fossils, actually. So I don't know. Maybe he's on to something. Like maybe the future value of this, maybe he's seeing into the future. That's all I'm saying. Fossils are supposed to be big.
Where do you find fossils? You can't just go to a store and buy it. Is there a fossil dealer? No, you cannot. Like, there's dinosaur fossils?
Isn't there?
Why can't you buy fossils?
From a dinosaur? From like millions of years ago?
There's a dude at my barbershop who can get anything you need, including fossils. So I'm sure you can get them.
All right, call your guy up. I'd like to know where I can get one for Tyrannosaurus
It's
Rex
at the
that
dino
walks the
store.
earth. Okay.
That's a store. That's a store, right?
I would not be happy if someone gave me fossils as a present. I'm not
That's
going to
because
lie.
you're ungrateful.
But they're worth a lot, though.
How am I not?
They're valuable.
Yeah, the
They're
value
valuable.
of that. I mean, I don't even know how you
These are
assess
NFL
value
players.
to something like that. So he was probably, we're acting like this is like a cheap gift for people. I mean, cars, grills, golf carts, golf clubs, all of the things that these quarterbacks typically buy their offensive line, like those are expensive. They usually get a nice deal cut from it. Like remember when, what was it, Jordan Love giving everybody the Toyota Tacoma gifts a couple years ago? It's like, oh, you did a Toyota partnership. But like, I would assume, and I don't know this, but I would assume that fossils from millions of years ago would be incredibly expensive to purchase, but also to find. Very rare.
You go to the museum and say, hey, you got any leftover fossils that are for... They probably got
Can I go get
some
Sue?
fossils.
Sue from the museum, the Field Museum in Chicago, be like, can I get her cousin?
They
got her cousin
They got
Beth?
a stash.
It's like
They
in the
got a
Lost and
stash.
Found or something.
Yeah, they got a stash somewhere. You go to the local museum and say, how much do you want? You know?
What is it? So they're giving him like, so he just like gives him a box that's got bones in it? I'd be a little worried if I opened that up.
Here's
You
the
don't wanna lose
mandible
it.
of a stegosaurus.
They don't lose it. That's the thing.
I don't
They're
think
worth a lot of money,
you'd
though.
lose that.
They're worth a lot of money.
All right.
You know
is
what
it
money
time?
can't buy? Advice from Gucci.
Yes, let's go. All right, Myron. Do you have it? Did you pull it off the shelf already?
Gucci. Yeah, I got Gucci, man.
Is this Gucci's Guide to Greatness or his other book?
Gucci's Guide to Great. I haven't started his new book yet.
You've only had the other book for like a year.
Yeah, I want to get the new one though. Apparently, that's life-altering advice too. So, I'm on that. But I still got a Gucci, the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness self-help book. You want me to start? Just start. You want me to start?
Pick a random page, the way we always do this.
I like the people where I can see what you're doing. You put extra hours in. You're rehearsing. You're going further than what I do. Look at Lizzo.
Look at Lizzo.
Why did he bring her up?
Because she's working hard.
He's saying all this to say I don't do any of this.
He's calling himself out there, saying like, "Don't do what I do. Work hard." I mean, you wrote a whole book. That's kind of
his guide to greatness is do as I say, not as I do.
Okay.
Look at Lizzo.
If everybody is sleeping, that makes it easier for me. My awareness is up these days. I can see the people who are sleeping.
What?
Like, is he stalking them?
Is he
like,
Santa Claus? What?
Is he Freddy Krueger?
He sees you when you're sleeping.
He sees the people that are sleeping because he's not working, according to the last passage you read. He's got a lot of time
going
on his hands.
The first one was, I identify hard work. The second one was, I like when people are sleeping.
You can't stay in place. The world never stays in place. So how are we going to stay in place? How can you be like, okay, I'm good.
So because the world is spinning.
Wait, did he write, okay, I'm good in the book?
It says, okay, I'm good. Did
he spell out okay, or is it just okay?
He spells out okay,
Did nobody proofread this?
He's his own editor. It's how he's able to collect on all of this. Got one more?
There's always another level that you can go to. There's a broke person. Then there's a person who has something.
What? What does that mean?
Is that it?
You can not.
Is there more to that passage?
Yeah,
that's it?
All right, last one. It's like a mosquito when it bites you. It hurts, but it doesn't bite you because it's personal. It's a mosquito.
He's right, though. I actually like that one the best.
The message of that should be, though.
The message of that is don't take things personal.
Can't blame the mosquito.
Can't blame the mosquito for being a mosquito.
It feels personal when mosquitoes bite.
I don't think it does. Gucci, wow, that was good stuff. All right, we're back tomorrow on Unsportsmanlike. Courtney Cronin, Myron Metcalf, and Gucci Man.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
In a good action movie, the impossible is overcome before the happy ending. The action that started in The Christmas Story continues today. All year long, church people work through Empty Tomb to help local neighbors face situations that can seem impossible. Clothes for a job interview, a bed for a child, food to eat when work hours are cut, 1 month's rent before the first paycheck, a tank of gas to look for work, a medical need not covered by insurance. Empty Tomb connects church people with local neighbors in need. And through the research and mission match, Empty Tomb also helps church people nationally recognize their potential to help others in Jesus' name. I encourage you to include Empty Tomb in your year-end giving. You can make your check out to Empty Tomb Inc. or give online at emptytomb.org. Your gifts in December will continue the action that began with The Christmas Story and continues throughout the new year. And Merry Christmas.
Hi, it's Wes from Lands Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our mission at Lands is to provide top-tier service, prioritize our customers with upfront pricing, and maintain exceptional communication. We assure you at Lands we will only recommend what you truly need, from regular maintenance on your home's mechanical systems with the Lands Comfort family to replacement of existing equipment. Right now, Lands is offering up to $1,500 off qualifying Trane heating and cooling systems, and combining it with utility companies' rebates and potential tax credits, now would be a great time to consider updating your HVAC system. Visit us at landsinc.com.
People always warn me about getting a credit card, but now I know better.
SEFCU helped me pick out the right card and taught me how to use it the smart way. And with great rates and no annual fees, I'm building credit like a pro.
You can build your credit like a pro too, with features that help you reach your goals, plus no annual fees, fraud protection, and ways to earn more along the way.
If only my plans were that easy to manage.
Insured by NCUA.
Rescue workers face death every day, and far too often their families lose them while they're helping you on the road. When you see emergency lights flashing, you must slow down and move over to the far lane. That includes red, blue, and orange lights. If you hit someone on the road, you'll be charged with a felony. That means jail time. Help us keep our families safe when we're out helping yours. When the lights are flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
Brought to you by Tapman's Towing.
Illini fans know Pia's Sports Bar is the place to catch all the games this season. Enjoy great drinks and food during the Music City Bowl as the Fighting Illini take on number 23 Tennessee in Nashville, Tuesday, December 30th. Kickoff at 4:30. Pre-game with a pitcher of Yuengling and 6 wings for only $16 at Pia's. Find out how you can win a Fighting Illini football jersey. Wear your orange and blue and cheer for the Illini. Pia's, 1609 Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
Reggie, tell me why you love real estate.
Oh gosh, I'm on my 19th year in real estate, and the best part about it all truly is the friendships you make. Just the lifestyle, that culture in our office. I mean, I just love what it's given me for my life.